Well, the new polls are showing that Boebert is losing re-election as the majority of her district doesn't like her. The poll showed that 50% of likely voters in the district say they will vote for Frisch, who almost beat Boebert in 2022 in the purple district, and only 48% say they're voting for Boebert. Now, Frisch holds a bigger advantage, 17 points, when it comes to unaffiliated voters. The group that the Frisch campaign has said it's trying to appeal to in this election cycle. He also has a 32-point advantage with Latin voters. Now, a majority, 53% of likely voters in the survey had an unfavorable view of Boebert, and only 42% had a favorable view of her. 34%. They thought Frisch was pretty dope. 26% thought he wasn't as awesome. Now in 2022, Frisch ran a campaign as a moderate Democrat against Boebert, who stood out opposing queer equality and rights and a variety of controversial opinions. And the thing is Frisch came pretty close to beating her, only losing by 551 votes. And if you all remember, wasn't a fan of how quickly he bowed out as opposed to challenging and having a recount. But then again, whatever that issue is, that is his issue. But hopefully there will be, maybe a different count in the next election. Brett, what do you think is really incentivizing this change of heart from those in, where are we, Colorado? Yeah.
I love this so much. Like, she is staring off the cliff of she's staring, this is it. The metaphor is she's staring off the top of the Tower of Babel that she has scrambled up in her hubris to become a god. And down at the bottom of the crevasse is Madison Cawthorn's shattered remains. Someone who got so annoying, and because the media landscape incentivizes you to be the most shrill voice, the most annoying person. And it's just like how it must be at Thanksgiving dinner. These people go out and they try to make their fortune, and back home their family hates the crap out of them. And so when that happens, people of Rifle, Colorado have become so embarrassed by Lauren Boebert and her insanity. They just don't want that kind of negative attention on them, that they're gonna vote for a Democrat in what should be an insanely red district. And if that happens, I mean, he didn't get any support the last go around. There was no money from the National Party going to him because they thought he didn't have a snowball's chance in hell. But as we found out, he was within a tiny margin, a totally recountable margin of Lauren Boebert, and he backed out. But this is not a Senate seat where you're up every 6 years. This is a House of Representatives seat where you're up every 2 years, and she could go the way of Madison, and that is into her second childishness and mere oblivion.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if the voters there are just kind of tired of her antics, and you would have thought that they would have been tired in the last election. But hey, it was only 550 votes by which she won. So it tells you that there were people getting hip to the game. I just wonder at what point now has made it cross the threshold where they are truly in the game. If it's a matter of more people saying, hey, it was only 550 votes, that means every vote does count. I really do need to step up this time and actually vote. Or if it's a matter of Boebert is asinine and possibly more powerful in Congress, and things like her little fight with Marjorie Taylor Greene on the House floor, that is making people say, you know what, this isn't a good look for our district. And so we want a different voice representing us. I really don't necessarily know where they're going with that, but I think it'll be interesting to see how things go in terms of moving forward. But any closing thoughts, Brett?
No, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what happens. It's gonna be fantastic if she loses, because I just don't see any, like, the people who love Lauren Boebert probably got out there so they could just love and vote for Lauren Boebert. The only real thing she has going for her is that it was an off year and not all the Trumpers were out in full force, so we'll see.
Yes, and I also kind of wonder if voters are not the biggest fan of her stepping away from these traditional notions of womanhood by way of getting a divorce. The domestic violence issues with her son. It is more unfortunate in terms of the reasons why they're like, no, it's okay. We don't really need her. Who knows?
We were with her when her husband was showing his pecker to teens at the bar. Yeah. But now that she divorced him, well, God hates that.
Exactly. This is something the Lord isn't here for, and we can't get behind a woman like that. So we're going to go ahead and move on. Definitely wouldn't be surprised, but you never know.